Wife said she needs to move away to study, but instead she slept with multiple men. So I have too. Hi everyone, welcome back to another Reddit cheating story. Before we start, please hit the subscribe button and click the notification bell so you won't miss another cheating story goes live. My wife, Delilah, and I have been having issues for the past year. Mostly our personal issues, declining mental health, causing marital issues. We've been together for almost 10 years, married for 3, and things were amazing for the first 9. In April, we decided to separate for a few months so that we can work on our issues and to give her space to study for a big exam. Although we knew it was a possibility, we had no intentions on divorcing. We had just started marriage counseling. In mid-June, Delilah asked to cut off all contact with me, including counseling, while she studied for her big exam. I pushed back at first, desperately warning her that the distance would cause more issues. But finally agreed in support of her studying. We go almost 2 months without hardly any contact. She gave a cold reply to my short but sweet happy 3rd anniversary, I love you message. A week after her exam, Delilah apologizes for being so cold to me and explains that she has had a change of heart and wants to make things work with me. She comes up to where I was staying, different state, near all our family, and we spent a lot of great time together. A little over a week later, one of her friends tells me that Delilah was on Tinder and has been actively trying to date and sleep with other men. She had a consistent fuck buddy starting in June, slept around with a bunch of randos on Tinder, and then started an actual romantic relationship with one of her former classmates. On Monday, as we talked about our plans moving forward with the marriage, I asked Delilah repeatedly if there was anything I should know, or anything she wanted to get off her chest. She looked me square in the eyes and said no each time. I confronted her, told her that I knew, and we had long discussions about everything she did. She explained that her mental health is awful and it was a coping mechanism, and that she was going to tell me when we started counseling again. I explained that above all else, the blatant lying and deceit is a deal breaker for me. She's trying so hard to get me to do counseling and work through this. I'm absolutely heartbroken at the idea of this beautiful 10-year relationship ending, but I struggle to see a future where I can trust her again. How do you guys rebuild that trust? Is it fair to blame these actions, and the blatant lying, on mental health issues? Update number 1, wow, thanks everyone for the support. I was fully planning to divorce when I first learned of this, but since then Delilah has been doing a great job at manipulating me and making me feel pity for her mental health. Thank you all for the validation in my decision to divorce. If you were in my shoes, would you tell your so's family or siblings about this? I'm extremely close to them and they are dying for us to stay together. I fear that they'll hate me for divorcing Delilah without knowing the truth, but I also know it'll cause serious damage to her relationships with them. Update number 2, I contacted Delilah's sister and brother-in-law and told them the full truth. They were obviously shocked and upset with her. I'm letting Delilah, or her sister, handle telling their parents. Her sister is closer to her parents than Delilah is, so I trust sister to make sure they only get the truth. But if I get any sense of Delilah trying to lie or twist the narrative to make me be the bad guy, I won't hold back in being honest. I have physical evidence. Delilah is heartbroken that I want a divorce, the love bombs are real. She should just be glad I'm going with no fault, I just want a GTFO ASAP so I can start rebuilding. I've learned a ton about divorce and manipulation from you guys. Thank you all for opening my eyes. Update number 3, I told her I definitely wanted a divorce and she cried a lot. Just a few hours later she started posting things on social media like coming back to take on, insert city she was living in, with a song about sex. She's telling me how heartbroken she is and fighting to change my mind while also planning her return to Fuckville. Wow, I am so glad I dodged this bullet. Update number 4 to 3 months later our divorce is almost finalized. She tried negotiating for an insane deal but we eventually came to terms and have been able to do no fault. I've grown tremendously through personal counseling, working through the realization that my ex was horribly narcissistic and manipulative. I've started dating again and am already connecting with many incredible young women, one of which seems like my dream girl, too early to tell though. Already onto a happier future, smiley face. In a typical narcissist fashion, STBX still has yet to truly own up and apologize for her mistakes. She even had the audacity to say I can't believe you're abandoning me a few days after telling her I wanted a divorce, smiley face. How in the world she thought I was the one who abandoned her and not the other way around is beyond me. She's also doing everything she can to get family and close friends to feel bad for her and think that she was justified. I've told her siblings and parents, and they were all mortified. For a while there her parents practically disowned her, but I think now she's slowly sinking her teeth back into them. I'm going as close to no contact as possible. STBX is a crazy narcissist, and I want no part of her in my incredible future life. Thanks again everyone for all of your help. I hope others can get insights from this. Here are some best comments. Trust is so much more important than love. I don't think love can exist without it. Whatever we call it, it isn't love. Trust can be rebuilt, but it is extremely difficult, and I don't see anything in Op's post suggesting that his wife is prepared to do the work. She's using the offer of counseling as a smokescreen, to hide from what she did. The thing is, anything that makes us treat another person dishonestly demonstrates that we're responding to the image of the person in our heads, not the actual person. Op's wife was viewing Op as an object to navigate around while she saw to her own interests, not as a living, breathing person who actually loved her. I think many relationships are like this. We fall in love with the images in our head, not the people. It's way easier to betray an image than an actual person. There's nothing Op can do to fix this. He can't love harder or be more honest, because he's not the one who caused the rift. His wife is responding to being caught out in her lie, not to what she did. She needs therapy. Op needs time to deal with his anger. He's still in shock and sorrow. My sympathies to Op. Young age and apparently no children that can be affected. Just imagine getting back with her, you find she's pregnant in a year and you have a valid reason to be suspicious of who the father is. Or having children and then later she disappears for another mental health break and a dozen dudes, and then you have to decide what to do. You are her ATM and she realizes that she can't live how she wants without you. I see no mention of kids here, and this separation looks like she wanted to test the waters and sleep around while protesting that it wasn't cheating. Get an attorney, get STD tested, and separate for real and think about what you want and whether or not that includes her staying in your life. Okay, yeah, this makes sense as to why she is clinging so hard. When the situation warrants it, I'm full on hoping a couple can pull it together, but she test drove a lot of models and felt that you were someone she could settle for. There's no excuse that justifies what she's done. No, this test was stressing me out justifies her repeatedly sleeping with other people or the coldness you received for wishing her a happy anniversary. So sorry that you are in this position. She wanted this break, not for her exam but only to sleep around, because she thought it would make her feel better. And she enjoyed it, which is why she kept on doing it until her excuse, the exam, was no longer available. No, it is not fair to blame her decisions on her mental health issues, just like it wasn't fair that she came back and kept her lie alive. You will never know if she actually really wanted to come clean while counseling or was just looking for another excuse for another break so that she could keep on having fun and testing out other guys while you wait in the corner. Bless this friend who informed you. I think that you should give this person a huge present because unlike your wife, this friend hasn't forgotten about your marriage. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell for any future cheating stories.